Boy, these iRacing iFlag cars are fast tonight.
You know, Todd, I guarantee you, Brown, Leonardi, Weaver, Capert, and Pena are all using their products from their sponsor tonight to give them the upper hand over the competition.
Well, how can I get fast like those guys?
Well, that's easy, Todd. You gotta head over to iRacingIFlag.com.
Welcome to Atlanta and the fourth round of the Pasky Truck Series. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett and we are here for another epic round in this Pasky Series. And after an epic race here in the Cup Cars on Friday, now the trucks get to take their turn, and from what I've been hearing, it's going to be a very interesting one here tonight. We've already got qualifying underway. So, without further ado, we will go into it in a minute, but let me just give a quick shout out to our channel sponsors. That is iRacing iFlag. Make sure you get yourself to iRacingIFlag.com and get your hands on your very own iFlag. And if you're in the checkout area, make sure you put in the code esports2019, sorry, not 2017, I'm 2 years ahead. 2 years behind. If you put in the discount code esports2019, you'll get 15% off your very own iFlag. So make sure you get yourself to iRacingIFlag.com today and get one for yourself. But anyway, let's go straight into it, shall we? Qualifying is underway. We've got Chris Bouchard on the top of the standings, Danny Rogers in second, and we're going to go straight into it right now. Let's go to the track. I'm looking for somebody to be out of track. Adam Chapman, our very own Adam Chapman is out on track right now. Let's go and focus on him for a second. And he's on his second lap, I believe, or first lap. Second lap. And that's good enough for P7 for Adam Chapman. We've currently got Chris Bouchard on the pole, Danny Rogers in second. We've still got another driver out on track. That would be Sean Weaver. As he comes across the line, completes his qualifier. He's only going to do one lap by the looks of things. That's good enough for P18. Still waiting for times from Michael Atkins Jr., Mike Whitaker, Ray Black Jr., who's been on one hell of a run in the real-life Xfinity Series lately. Hoot Baker, who finished third in the Cup Series on Friday. He hasn't put a time down yet, neither has Dylan Vose. Bob Lacavara, David Bigger, Ron Holyfield, Ronnie Osmer, who's returning tonight, and Francois Pelletier has not put a time down yet, but he is crawling around the track as you'd expect him to do in that nice monster number 19 truck. And Frenchie, I'll give you props there. That is one attractive paint scheme. I like that. I like the whole green and black combination. Out of turn 4 comes Frenchie now. And down past the line he comes. See what sort of times he can put down here as he comes flying out of turn 2 now. And down the backstretch towards turn 3. To the guys in the chat, it's going to be an interesting race. We all know this. It's the setup. It's not the easiest of setups. Let's just be honest here. It's loose. It's very, very loose. It's like driving on ice, apparently, according to some drivers. Meanwhile, back in the race anyway, back in the qualifier, Francois Pelletier currently sitting P17 after his first lap. Where is his second lap going to put him? Will it put him anywhere near his teammate, Ray Black Jr.? Well, it won't, because Ray Black Jr. is not even out on track, so that completely compounds my argument. Cross the line, and Frenchie will be P15, so not really lighting up the time of the scoring. Ronnie Osmer is out on track as well. It looks like it's going to be a one and done for Ronnie Osmer. He jumped straight up to P8 in the, I believe that's the New Orleans Saints scheme. Chris Bouchard on the pole for this race. Tanner Costa in P6 there, but let's go through our top 10 right now. Chris Bouchard on pole, Danny Rogers in second. Rob Jenkins winning from last time we ran the trucks here when we went to Michigan. Matthew Tyrrell in fourth, Mark Jenkins in fifth, so both the Jenkins brothers in the top 5 here. Tanner Costa in sixth, as I just mentioned. Winner from Friday, Adam Chapman. Can he play the fuel game again here tonight? He's in P7. Ronnie Osmer, as we've just seen this, jumped up to P8. Kevin Pasky in ninth, and Jeff Hollingsworth rounds out your top 10. As we've still got over a minute and a half left of qualifying left. Michael Atkins Jr., Mike Whitaker, Ray Black Jr., Hoop Baker, Dylan Vose, Bob Lacavara, David Biggett, and Ron Holyfield all yet to take a time here in qualifying. As taking a look around this great facility. Let's take a look at the weather while we're here. As we've got an air temperature of 65 degrees. That's cool for this time of year for Atlanta. It's still sunny out there though. Bit of an early freeze there for those guys. Track temperature of 89 degrees Fahrenheit, so not sure. That's very weird temperatures for Atlanta. You usually expect this track to be boiling hot at this time of the year. If you missed Friday night's race in the Pasky's Cup Series, then I suggest you go back and watch it. Only 3 cautions here at Atlanta in the Cup cars. Adam Chapman coming home with the win. Second going to my brain has failed me. I hope Baker got in the top 3 anyway. That's all that matters. But anyway, we are less than 20 seconds to qualifying, so let's go to the grid for tonight's race. For some reason that's not coming up. So the grid for tonight's race, as starting up on the pole, will be Chris Bouchard. He'll be joined on row 1 by Danny Rogers, I believe, making his debut here tonight. So great start for that man in the 16. Row 2 will be Rob Jenkins and Matt Tyrrell. Row 3 will be Mark Jenkins and Tanner Costa. Row 4 will be Adam Chapman and Ronnie Osmer. And row 5 will be Kevin Paskwich, league owner, and Jeff Hollingsworth. Row 6 will be Brandon Stokes and Devon Doss. Row 7 will be Ty Harris and Jordan Barry. Row 8 will be Byron Rodney and Francois Pelletier. Row 9 will be Willie Glynn and Tyler Vickery. And row 10 will be Robert Dudley and Sean Weaver. Row 11 will be Dylan Vose and Mike Whitaker. Whitaker starting 21st and 22nd. Row 12 will be David Bigger and Ray Black Jr. Row 13 will be Michael Atkins Jr. and Hoop Baker. And starting shotgun on the field will be Ron Holyfield and Bob Lacavara at the back there. So a very, very stacked field here tonight at Atlanta. We'll go to our pole sitter and reigning champion, actually, Chris Bouchard. See him right there. And 130 laps here at Atlanta. Not as many laps as we saw in the Cup cars on Friday night, but kind of what you'd expect for the trucks. Matthew Tyrrell looking for his second win of the season. Chris Bouchard yet to win this season, so watch for him. As we wait for the pace car to make the move off into the formation lap, or the warm-up lap, whatever you call it. Bouchard's not waiting for anybody. He's going to go already. Well, it seems as the pace car starts moving, and we are underway for our warm-up lap here at Atlanta. Going to be interested to see who can come out on top of this one. This one is expected to be a race of attrition here tonight. We know what the setup is going to be like. It's going to be loose. Definitely going to be interesting. We know that much. Into turn 3 they go. Let's put up the ticker, get ready for this race to get going here at Atlanta now as we go through the final 2 corners before we get this race going. 130 laps is the scheduled distance here tonight, as I've already mentioned. And it's Chris Bouchard in that Schwartz Diesel Autism Awareness number 28. It's going to get us going here. The reigning champion. And green flag flies. We are out and ready to go here, and we are flying into turn 1 for lap 1 of 130 in the Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series. And already Chris Bouchard getting out to a decent lead over Rogers there. Flying into turn 3 there. Danny Rogers holding off Rob Jenkins and Matthew Tyrrell and Mark Jenkins right there as well. You see Kevin Paskwich back there in the Palmetto Distilleries. Number 7, Adam Chapman right there as well. And who's going to come out on top in this one? We've already mentioned it's going to be a close race. It's going to be a race of attrition. But Chris Bouchard already out to a 6/10 of a second lead. Great start for him. Go back in the pack. Jeff Hollingsworth starting to make his way for the field in the ESPN iRace and iFlags and US Coast Guard number 42. Adam Chapman starting to fall back a bit. Ronnie Osborne starting to make his name heard here. As we come down to start lap 4 now. Adam Chapman still falling backwards. Brandon Stokes starting to make his way forward as well now. He's up into the top 10. Go back a bit further. There's Byron Rodney under pressure from, I believe, that is Hannah Costa. It is in the Bud number 97. Back to the front there. Chris Bouchard has already checked out, already 1.4 seconds up the road, but Danny Rogers under big pressure from Rob Jenkins now. Jenkins, since he got that win at Michigan, really looking to get another one here tonight, but got some catching up to do to Chris Bouchard. Danny Rogers kind of holding Rob Jenkins up at this moment. Jenkins going to dive it in there and going to get the position away from the 16, moves up to second place now. Mark Jenkins just back there in that P4 slot. Matthew Tyrrell and Ronnie Osmer having a nice battle there. Osmer going to dive it to the inside of the 78. And very clean start so far. We're on lap 6 of 130. And as it seems, Ron Holyfield, the only driver not to start this race tonight, he's already 5 laps down. As Bob Lacavara is out there on his own, just behind Hoot Baker. He's just sitting back there in P25, just minding his own P's and Q's, as he always does. Tyler Vickery is out on track as well in the Full Sail University number 24, putting Byron Rodney under a bit of pressure. Rodney back in P12 there, just trying to run those laps and get them down as possible. Getting a bit loose there, coming out of 4 though. As they are just behind Ty Harris there in the number 11. But man in the 43. Back in the front, Mark Jenkins has moved up to 3rd. He's now going to challenge his brother for 2nd place. Dives it down to the inside. And now Mark Jenkins takes over 2nd place. Rob Jenkins falls back to 3rd. And got a nice 5-truck battle here for that 2nd spot now. Mark Jenkins starting to stretch his legs as Danny Rogers now going to move up to 3rd place, it seems. Ronnie Osborne going to make himself known as well. He's already up to the P4 spot. Gets himself in front of Rob Jenkins as well. And he's going to try and get Danny Rogers at the same time. Osmer on the move here in the early running on this race. And there you go. Up to 3rd place now goes Osmer. He's going to go set sail and start chasing after Mark Jenkins now for that 2nd spot. There goes Matthew Tyrrell around Rob Jenkins. Jenkins starting to fall back. It might be my end, Tyler. It's been doing it all day. I don't know why. So, good running so far. We're on lap 11 of 130. Got a bit of cloud cover now. That might work in people's favour. Go back to Adam Chapman here, running by himself now in P9. Tyler Vickery's now found his way up into the top 10. Kevin Doss looks like he's already out of this race, which is very unusual for the man in the 95. There's Byron Rodney there. He's got Frenchie right behind him. Dylan Vose right there in P13. Didn't take the time in qualifying, but he's up there for Team Metalhead. As we are still circulating around here. Trying to work on seeing if I can get that lag fixed though. Chris Bouchard all out on his own as we are under our first caution here tonight. Mike Whitaker, I believe. No, not Take another look at that as he's got Sean Weaver and Mike Whittaker right behind him. And just loses the back end. Thankfully, nobody hit him. But it was enough to bring out caution number 1 here. David Bigger, the cause of this yellow flag period. So while we're under caution here, I'm just going to step away and do a few maintenance things on the broadcast. I'll be right back while we hear a few words from our sponsor, iRacing iFlag.
Green flag. Everybody. Gonna be a wreck behind you. So I don't know what to do. Somebody put oil down. We're hurting the fence. Are they flagging it? White flag.
And we are back live here at Atlanta. Tried to fix what I could of the lag problems, but something's not right. So we'll try and figure it out as best as we can as the race goes on. But the lights are off on the pace car anyway. We are ready to get things going here for a second go. We're already on lap 16 of 130. For those that are just joining us, we are under caution for the first time tonight after bit of a spin there by David Bigger, bringing out that first caution. So Chris Bouchard, after getting away and leading for over 2.5 seconds, going to have to relinquish that lead now. And Mark Jenkins going to be starting on that outside row in row 1. Can he do anything about the 28 now as they come out of turn 4 down towards turn 1, and we are back on the green once again. And Bouchard getting off to a great start again. Nobody else able to cope with him right now, as Mark Jenkins is going to be under pressure from Ronnie Osmer and Matthew Tyrrell. Brandon Stokes is right up there as well. Bob Jenkins, after falling back earlier in that first green flag run, he's down there in P6. He's got Jeff Hollingsworth right behind him. Danny Rogers lost a few spots in the pit stops during the commercial break. He's down in P8 right now. Dylan Vose and Byron Rodney rounding out your top 10. Byron Rodney running a new paint scheme here tonight. A lovely autism awareness, number 75. He has got Jordan Barry all over the back of his truck right now. I don't know what I did, but the stream is looking a lot better now. Just give me some feedback there in the live chat if you think it's a lot better, but I don't know. Anyway, a bit further back, Ray Black Jr. and Francois Pelletier, the two teammates working together there in P12 and 13. Back at the front though, can they do anything about Chris Bouchard? Bouchard already set sail again, already half a second up the road. Mark Jenkins has actually managed to get away from Matthew Tyrrell and Ronnie Osmer. And we got one on the apron down there. That was Jeff Hollingsworth. Don't want to be down there too often. He just loses a spot there to Dylan Vose. Vose starting to make his way up for the field now as well. Now his next target will be Danny Rogers, and it will be Matthew Tyrrell who's fallen back. And Tyrrell going to have a bit of a problem here, as here comes Danny Rogers to the inside now. Side by side as they come out of 4. Getting very close there, but not close enough to be any problems. And still side by side as they go through 1 and 2. Very good close racing as Danny Rogers gets fed up of it and just does a slide job on Matthew Tyrrell. That scared Tyrrell enough to back off and let Dylan Vose through. Vose and Rogers on the move. So the back Byron Rodney's behind Francois Pelletier now. You see some side-by-side action there between Adam Chapman, as we've got a out of shape Kevin Pasky coming back up on the track there. That's going to bring out caution number 2. Let's see what happened there. That back end just stepped out and came back up on the track. Barely got any damage from it actually. It didn't hit anything. Well, really hit anything. A slight tap on the wall, bit of rear end damage, but probably just a little dent in that rear tailgate, but nothing too serious there for Kevin Pasky. But definitely a scary moment there for the man in the 7. And we are under caution number 2 here. Those of you that are in the live chat, let me know who you got to win hit this race here tonight, as we've got wholesale pit stops again here. let's see who's going to bring it out of pit road in the lead. At my moment, he's on Chris Bouchard's going to bring it out, obviously, because he had such a big lead going into this caution anyway. Got movement on pit road. Yes, Bouchard will be the first one out of pit road. It's going to be between the Jenkins brothers for second place. And it looks like Rob Jenkins won the race off pit road there. And it was Rob Jenkins that won the race off pit road. So Mark Jenkins having to settle back into third place. David Bigger up to fourth. But David Bigger did not hit his pit stall. Let's get confirmation of that because it didn't look very good. He came into pit road there and let's get an onboard of that of him going into pit road because yeah, completely missed his pit stall. Just did a drive through there and he's back out again. He will have to come back in again and he does, so it's a very common mistake though, missing the pit stall. I mean the new pit crew graphic is very, very difficult to see. When you're going into pit road, especially with this many trucks on the track. We have 26 on the track, 27 actually, because Devin Dotz is back in the session again in the E United number 5. Number 95, sorry, yeah. That's a great view there. Devin Dotz in pit road and all the trucks on the back of the field, the back of the track there. You can see them all just filing away. That's pretty cool. I like that. Caution number 2 here. Dylan Vose, after his pit stop, moving his way up to 5th place. He is on the move right now. Ronnie Osmer, P6. Matthew Tyrrell had a bit of a difficult run in that second green flag run there. He is down in P7 now. Danny Rogers lost another couple of spots there in the pit stops. He's in P8. Jordan Barry running strong in P9. Ray Black Jr. finds his way into the top 10. Jeff Hollingsworth having a relatively quiet race here tonight. You know, Jeff, once he gets going, he will get going. Driver for No Limit Racing. The lights are off on the pace car again. Bouchard gonna opt for the outside line this time. Interesting strategy for the man in the 28. We've got people at the back there. Will Glynn is another one that's had a quiet race. He's on the back row there. The man in the 12. A lot of people we've not really spoke of tonight. Michael Atkins Jr. being another one we've not spoke of, but they come through 3 and 4. We're ready to get this thing going once again. As pace car's off and Bouchard not wasting any time. And we're back under green once again here at Atlanta. And another great restart there by the reigning champion. Rob Jenkins has got his rear mirrors full of Brandon Stokes as well. Stokes had such a great run last week, on Friday, sorry. And it just all fell away from us. Dylan Vose is in trouble. And we might see another caution here. Stop falling. As no caution, Dylan Vose did actually save him. There was somebody else that was down there struggling. Backend just stepped away and Jeff Hollingsworth got into a bit of trouble there and almost contact between the 42 and the 17. Neither of them were at fault. The trucks, both of their trucks just got out of shape there through the corners, and Dylan Vose now back into P24. Jeff Hollingsworth a bit better off. He's up into P13. Still in the top 15. And now Jeff Hollingsworth is really going to be on the limit now, trying to get around these guys. He's got Ray Black Jr., Tyler Vickery, and Byron Rodney right there with him. Robert Dudley right behind them as well. There is the man in the 49 ALS Association machine. And Hollingsworth still on the move there. He's already dispatched Tyler Vickery and Byron Rodney. Now he's going to set his sights on getting around Ray Black Jr. Coming down towards the line. And already Jeff Hollingsworth back up to where he restarted. Oh, Vickery getting out of shape there. Jumps down to the apron. Great awareness there by the man in the 24. He knew it was going wrong and he immediately jumped down to the apron to get out of the way. And it didn't hurt him too much either. He only lost one spot pretty much there as Robert Dudley goes around him there on the outside down through the tri-oval. Back at the front though, Chris Bouchard not getting away as quickly as he'd usually like. As Mark Jenkins now into second place, Ronnie Osmond up to third. Brandon Stokes dropping to fourth. Rob Jenkins and Danny Rogers having one hell of a battle there. And they are a pretty hefty gap back to Francois Pelletier, who's holding on to that 8th spot. Jordan Barry in 9th. And Jeff Hollingsworth finally got around Ray Black Jr. up into the top 10. Now sets his sights on Barry. Goes to the bottom line, down towards that white line at the bottom of the track, and takes away that 9th spot from Barry. And that little loose moment that Jeff Hollingsworth had on the race seems because he is he's flying for the field now. Well, he's got a bit of a gap to make up to Francois Pelletier though. 1.1 seconds is the gap. Not sure if he's going to make that up anytime soon, but you know he's going to give it a good go. He's already taken a 10th off him, so Jeff Hollingsworth still on the move, not backing off at all. Back at the front, they're all getting a bit spread out now. There's Mark Jenkins, Ronnie Osmond, Brandon Stokes right there too. Now everybody getting a bit spread out. That's what we like to see in the running of this race. People setting them down now. Let's take a look at Adam Chapman there, currently in a battle with Byron Rodney there for that P12 spot. Chapman got the inside line there. And they're still side by side as they come out of 4. Bit of a bubble there for Byron Rodney. He manages to hold on. But in that little pack there, you have Dylan Vose is there too. Dylan Vose looks like he's getting a bit out of shape there as well. Michael Atkins Jr. is right there as well in that. I believe he's number 48. And the Maxwell Health number 48. As the caution is out again. And Sean Weaver in trouble this time. Take another look. Oh no, there was somebody else in front of him. Oh, it was Kevin Paskwich again. Same corner, same problems. Back end just stepped out. This time could not save it. And still only a brush against the wall. What? That's 2 spins and 2 survivals for Mr. Paskwich. He's not getting turn 2 hooked up at all, but he's getting away very lightly. He's doing well to keep it off the wall there. And caution number 3 is flying. And everybody down pit road again. And for some reason, Dylan Vose taking it, towing it to pit road. Oh no, he's taking the lead legitimately because he's not pitted. So let's take a look at pit road here, and who's going to win the race off pit road? Mark Jenkins going to give it a good go, and he is! Mark Jenkins takes over, wins the race off pit road. Bouchard slow this time round. Ronnie Osmer gets off third, and Frenchy and Brandon Stokes getting into it on the exit of pit road there. You see everybody else filing back out of pit road. There's Michael Whitaker, there's David Bigger, Adam Chapman, Ty Harris as well. We should see the other drivers. There's Bob Lacavara, there is Sean Weaver, and there is Hoot Baker, followed by Tanner Costa and Matthew Tyrrell falling to the back of the field there. There's Will Glynn, and there's Kevin Paswich, probably getting a bit more of that damage fixed there. Very light damage on that truck though, so no problems for him right there. But the biggest winner after that pit stop was Mark Jenkins. Very much the biggest winner, as Dylan Vose is now going to bring it down pit side. Into his box he comes. Brandon Stokes, 6.9 seconds in his box. Did he only take tyres? Or did he just take fuel? He might have only took fuel, because that is a very, very quick pit stop. The man in the 21. Crucial lead change here. Mark Jenkins has taken over the lead here at the Atlanta track. Round 4 of the Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series here. And very contentious racing between everybody. Everybody giving a lot of respect though. We have had 3 cautions, but nothing too serious going on. Just a lot of all 3 cautions caused by self spins. 1 by David Bigger and 2 by Kevin Paskwich. That's just the nature of the setup. It's not driver error. The setup is just way loose when it gets over a few laps. So unfortunate there for the guys right there. The lights are off for the pace car. Mark Jenkins going to want for the bottom line there for the restart. Mark Jenkins really did well to get off pit road first. Chris Bouchard has been good out on track. The race pace has been good underneath that 28 Schwartz Diesel's truck. Mark Jenkins has been fast as well. Both of the Jenkins brothers really on form here tonight. Frenchie is up in P5 as well. Don't count him out. And don't count out the man directly behind him. That is Jeff Hollingsworth. Not sure about Brandon Stokes though. Only taking fuel on that last pit stop. Interesting strategy there for him. But as they come out of turn 4, we'll soon find out what these guys' strategies are, whether they're going to pay off or not. As we're back on the grid, big wheel spin there by Mark Jenkins, but still able to stay out in front of Chris. It's all over the back of the 33 going into turns 1 and 2. Bit of a bubble there for Bouchard as they come out of turn 2 in the right direction. But this is your battle for the lead right now. Mark Jenkins and Chris Bouchard, 1 and 2. Ronnie Osmer going to do his level best to try and close it in on the gap as Jeff Hollingsworth in trouble again. Francois Pelletier in the wall on the outside, and Hollingsworth having to back off. And he's lost a few spots in the process. Jordan Barry just went past him. Now Tyler Vickery is going to challenge to the outside. Hollingsworth not getting these restarts hooked up at all. Complete our first lap back on the green here. Mark Jenkins still your leader. Ashley starting to stretch his legs over Bouchard. Bouchard still stretching his legs over Osmer. Osmer under attack by Rob Jenkins here. They're side by side. going into turn 1. And Rob Jenkins moves up to 3rd place. Good move by the man in the number 89. Brandon Stokes, meanwhile, has got Danny Rogers right on his tailgate. Question is, how long will those tyres last after he only took fuel on that last pit stop? Here comes Rogers now to the inside of Stokes. And Danny Rogers going to take over the top 5 spot away from the 21. Francois Pelletier, after restarting P5, has dropped back to P7. Got Jeff Hollingsworth now all over his rear tailgate. Hollingsworth recovering after another bad restart there for the man in the 42. Side by side between Tyler Vickery and Jordan Barry. Michael Atkins Jr. just watching behind just there. Out of turn 2 they come. They're still side by side for that 9th spot. And Vickery going to take it away. No, Barry's going to get a better run on that outside. And they're still going for it, these two. They're not backing off at all. And give that position to Vickery as they cross the line. And looks like Vickery's going to get the clear this time round. And Vickery does get the clear. Jordan Barry falling back to P10 now. Can't really rest on his laurels though, as Michael Atkins Jr. will be there to take the position away if Barry decides, unfortunately makes a mistake. Back in the front though, Mark Jenkins has been caught by Chris Bouchard again. And this is your battle for the lead. Rob Jenkins is starting to reel these guys in as well, as they've put a lap on Hoot Baker, who's now 2 laps down. Not sure what's going on there in the for the man in the Virginia Tech number 82 as we're under caution again. Matthew Tyrrell is in trouble. And a bit of netcode action there between Adam Chapman and Matthew Tyrrell. I believe Chapman saved it. Not really sure though. He did save it. So this is what we're talking about here, side by side. Netcode was the order of the day. Adam Chapman having to go across the grass, stay away from pit road. He can't, and he's going to get a penalty for that. Unfortunate there for Adam Chapman. Matthew Tyrrell doing everything he can to keep it locked down there as he's got, oh, Red Black Jr. almost got him. Boglin just locking him down so he can avoid the recovering number 78. We're back under caution again. Mark Jenkins doing a really good job of holding off Bouchard there as they're coming in for tyres yet again. And while they're doing that, we're going to step away for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with some more Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series action. Do not go anywhere.
Green flag. Everybody. Going to be a wreck behind you. Going to be a wreck behind you. So I don't know what to do. Somebody put oil down. We're hurting the fence. Are they flagging it? Flag. White flag. Clear. Click. Man, this is it. Check a flag.
And we are back live here at Atlanta. Lights are off on the pace car once again. As it's actually Tyler Vickery that's going to bring us back to green here with Mark Jenkins in second. So Vickery picking up the bonus point for leading the lap here. Question is he going to hold on? Might do. He only took 2 tyres though, as we're back on the green again. And Vickery off to a decent start. It looks like Bouchard struggling on that restart there. He's falling back there. Rob Jenkins going to work to the outside of the 28, but Bouchard looks like he's going to hold on for now. Already Ronnie Osborne to the inside, and Mark Jenkins has to file in. Does not have the speed coming out of turn 2 to try and get around the 33, but here comes Mark Jenkins himself. Going to try a pass on Tyler Vickery. Going to force a gap there on the outside of turn 4. Vickery going to get out of shape. He has to back out of it. And Ronnie Osborne going to move up to second place now. Bouchard got that speed under that truck. He's going to try and take away second place as well. Not going to make it happen. Bouchard getting out of shape, coming out of 4. Has a big wiggle there and has to back out of it. Brandon Stokes now going to be all over the back of Bouchard as well as Tyler Vickery. Vickery's still on those only on those 2 tyres though. And what a difference a couple of cautions made. Bouchard looked like he was in control of this race in the early running, but looks like he's really unsettled on that last restart. Mark Jenkins, though, couldn't have fallen better for him if it tried. Managed to get his way back around Vickery and Bouchard. Big problems for Bouchard. Big problems for Bouchard as caution number 5 is going to fly. Because, of course, they come back up on the track again to force the caution. Let's get a better view of that from Bouchard's cockpit there. He looked like the back end just went away from him. There it is, the back end just went. Couldn't control it, hit the wall. And brings out another caution. A very clever call there by Bouchard. If you knew he was wrecking, and the only way he was going to get some redemption from that wreck was to try and bring out a caution. So to come back on the track like he did, that's what brought out the caution. So clever strategy there by the 28 to force the caution. And Bouchard's going to get a penalty as well. He hit the cone. Not a good last few laps there for Bouchard. Not enjoying himself at all. Meanwhile, Dylan Vose takes over the lead of the race. He decides to stay out, as well as Robert Dudley. Byron Rodney going to slot into third there. Devon Doss, 8 laps down, is third in on track right now, but not in position. And yeah, Vo's going to bring it down pit road. That's going to hand the lead over to Robert Dudley, who's going to get his first bonus point of the race. So good for him. So he gets a bonus point. Byron Rodney up to second. 7 laps and 8 laps on their tyres respectively. Looks like Adam Chapman, who's 3 laps down after that penalty he had going through the grass, he is falling to the back of the field as you'd expect. Kevin Pasky, the last driver on the lead lap, Still harbouring that little bit of damage he got from those 2 spins. He had to bring out cautions 2 and 3. Vickery actually took 4 tyres this time round, so good strategy of him. I'm thinking he took the 2 tyres to try and get a quick caution out of it, and he did, and that's helped him monumentally, as it's put him up into the top 5 legitimately this time. So he's going to have a more even run at it this time when we go back to green. We should be going back to green very, very soon. The lights should be coming off on the pace car this time by. And they're doubling up again, so the lights are off on the pace car. We're on lap 59 of 130 while we are getting ready to go back to green. Let's not forget, and we have a few trucks that are sponsored by that have the name on the trucks right now. I'm trying to find it. There it is. This channel is sponsored by iRacing iFlag. Go to iRacing iFlag if you want your own iFlag. An iFlag is a little box there that shows you whatever flags are out at the time on the track. Very smart piece of kit. Fits in the palm of your hand, and just a little thing there just to keep you in the know as to what's going on track. If you go to iRacingIFlag.com, pick one up today. If you put in the promo code esports2019, you will get your own iFlag for 15% off. Why not go to iRacing iFlag today and get yours right now? But let's go back to the racing action right now as the lights are off on the pace car. Pace car has actually peeled off into pit road. The field in the hands of Robert Dudley, who gets us back to green again. We are underway. And a poor restart there by Byron Rodney. Decent restart from Robert Dudley. Kind of stacked everybody up there. The man in the 75. Here comes Mark Jenkins now, though. And he's going to get the pass done. I don't really know what Byron Rodney needs to do here to try and keep him behind him, and he's not going to. Ronnie Osborne will be the next one to pass him. And now Mark Jenkins actually going for a 2-fer. Here he goes to the inside of Robert Dudley, and Mark Jenkins back to the front, and it looks like Ronnie Osborne's going to follow him through there, and he is. Ronnie Osborne up to second place now. That's a big scramble behind them. Look at Robert Dudley there. Rob Jenkins going to be the next one to pass Dudley. Byron Rodney in a bit of trouble there. There goes Tyler Vickery to the inside of Rodney. Danny Rogers right there. Michael Atkins Jr. right there. Jordan Barry is there too. So is Matthew Tyrrell. Danny Rogers almost getting squeezed out there. And Danny Rogers does have a bit of damage on that 16. Gotta love Windows updates, they're great, aren't they? As Tyler Vickery now starts to make his way forward, he gets to the inside of Robert Dudley and takes the position away. And Vickery taking a lot of apron there. 3 wide now, back down the backstretch between Danny Rogers, Tyler Vickery, and Robert Dudley. Dudley having to back out of it. Discretion being the better part of valor for the man in the 49. Only problem is that's let Michael Atkins Jr. through, and that's let Jordan Barry through, is it? Yes, it has. So the guys that restarted 1 and 2, now falling backwards as Ronnie Osborne now has the lead from Mark Jenkins, and the 2 Jenkins brothers going to battle it out here. Rob Jenkins going to dive to the inside of Mark Jenkins and take over second place. So not got the pace there, or backing off to maybe save his tyres, and we've got a big incident in the wall there. We've got a big wreck going on. And Tyler Vickery is on his side into the wall. Caution number 5 going to fly right here. And Will Glynn. Arca. Let's take a look there. And it's just a case of Tyler Vickery just sliding up the track there. The truck got a little bit unsettled. Danny Rogers actually got into the back of him. Michael Atkins Jr. got into it as well. Danny Rogers. And we're going to take a bit of a closer look at this one. And it looked like Tyler Vickery's truck got a bit unsettled there. He, take a look at it there. Yeah, bit unsettled, got a bit of a twitch there. Danny Rogers is pretty much nowhere to go and just held him along into the wall. Take a look at it one more time. No, we're not going to look at that one. See Danny Rogers there. And you see there's a slight twitch. There's the twitch. And Danny Rogers just unfortunately not able to slow down enough in time or react enough in time and just helps him along into the wall. So no fault there. It's just the truck just twitched at a very unnecessary time. Take a look at it again. And into the wall goes Tyler Vickery. Go back and see what happened with Will Glynn. Did slow down. Oh, and Will Glynn blew the engine as well. Unfortunate there for the man in the 12. Getting involved in that. Vickery now 2 laps down. Adam Chapman is going to get a lap back. He's going to be only 2 laps down now. Everybody else took a pit side. David Biggett is on pit road now. Danny Rogers still out on track. And going to lose a spot to Ronnie Osmer, who was the first man out of pit road. Rob Jenkins will be out second. Mark Jenkins in third. Jordan Barry in fourth. Out of pit road. This is not on track. Matthew Tyrrell there. Byron Rodney. And I don't know what you're talking about, Tyler. So, Ronnie Osmond, your leader. Adam Chapman and I believe Devin Doss are going to be looking for wave around here. So, no surprise, taking advantage of the cautions here as it looks like Adam Chapman is out on track. Devin Doss obviously is right there, just leading the pack there, trying to get another wave around here. And if we keep getting the cautions we are, he might end up back on the lead lap at this rate. Who knows, we'll soon find out. Danny Rogers is on track. Rolling very slowly around the track. I'm not sure what is going on for the man in this. As the lights do go off on the pace car now, we have Ronnie Osmer taking the green as your leader. Rob Jenkins in second, Mark Jenkins in third. The two Jenkins brothers still running strong in this race as Jordan Barry restarted in P4. Matthew Tyrrell, who brought out one of the cautions here tonight. Is there in P5? Right around me there in P6. To make their way to turn 3, we're going to get them going once again here at Atlanta. This is the 4th round of the Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series. As they come out of turn 4, the pace car going to make that hard left turn onto pit road. There goes the pace car. As Osborne not wasted any time, we are back on the green again. And who's going to make the jump forward this time round? Good restart there by Ronnie Osborne. Mark Jenkins going to move up to 2nd place, and Matthew Tyrrell going to make his way forward as well, up into 3rd place. Good restart by Tyrrell. Is he going to get around Rob Jenkins? He is. A bit of a slide job there, but he gets the job done. Ronnie Osborne, meanwhile, still at the front, but being hounded right now by Mark Jenkins. Mark Jenkins going to cross him over there as they come out of turn 2 into turn 3. Side by side, Mark Jenkins has got a bit of a nose out in front. Ronnie Osborne going to get a better run coming out of 4. Bit of a twitch there as they're side by side, and caution is out again. And a big wreck this time. Involved in a wreck. Let's see what happened here. And Robert Dudley. Let's go and find out what happened with Dudley there. Lost the back end. Hollinsworth nowhere to go. Stokes nowhere to go. Vose nowhere to go. Looks like Lacavara got involved in that as well. Yes, he did. Whittaker might have got involved in that as well. So big junk there to bring out caution number 7 here at Atlanta. Bouchard looks like he might be out of this race. If he is, that is going to be a shock, because I wonder if Bouchard was caught up in that, you know. Take a look and see what happened to Bouchard. The wreck happened in front. He lost it all by himself, actually, so he was not involved directly in the wreck. Bob Lacavara was involved in that wreck with Paula, and the pole sitter is out of this event. Big shock here. Big shock as Ronnie Osborne fell back. Not sure why he's there. Oh, there's just that pit stop. So Mark Jenkins staying out, Rob Jenkins staying out, Tanner Costa staying out. Hoot Baker, after being 2 laps down at one point, up into the top 5, but he's going to lose that now after bringing it down pit side. And we knew this was going to be a race of attrition here tonight. And we've already lost Dylan Vose, Chris Bouchard, Tyler Vickery, and Ron Honeyfield didn't start the race. Adam Chapman is 2 laps down, but in pit road, I believe. That's just a legitimate start for the man in the 83. And he's down and away, going to be beaten out of pit road by Hoot Baker. Hoot Baker doing very well to get back on the lead lap here. But your biggest story of the night, Chris Bouchard, the man that started in Poland, was dominating this race early on. Out of this race already. We're on lap 74 of 130. You wouldn't have thought it by the way he was streaking away from the field early on. The lights are off on the pace car again. We've got the Jenkins brothers really putting a show on for the guys tonight. 1 and 2 on the track. Mark Jenkins is going to take the outside line, it seems. Rob Jenkins going to be on the inside. Ozma and Tyrrell going to be on the second row. And we are going to have Ray Black Jr. and Byron Rodney on the third row. Jordan Barry and Michael Atkins Jr. on row 4. Row 5 will be Brandon Stokes and Robert Dudley, both who were involved in the big one that just happened just now. So right now in this restart, we're going to have the battle of the Jenkins brothers. Who is going to get out on come out on top on this restart? They've both been lightning quick here tonight. And away we go. Back on the green. We've got one in the grass in the background already. That's Francois Pelletier taking a ride for the grass. Let's take a little look at that. He just pulled off into pit road. Not sure what's going on there. He pulls into his pit box, and I believe that might be his race done. But back to the restart anyway. Looks like Mark Jenkins got the restart he wanted. Rob Jenkins going to file in for second place. Ronnie Osborne into third. Matthew Tyrrell into fourth. And you've got a gaggle of trucks there. Back there is Ray Black Jr. just going to restart in front of Byron Rodney, Michael Atkins Jr. and I believe that is Jordan Barry and Brandon Stokes right there as well. Ray Black Jr. sliding up the track slightly just to fend off from Byron Rodney. Does it, executes it perfectly, but here comes Michael Atkins Jr. to the inside of the 07. Matthew Tyrrell moving up into third place to get ahead of Ronnie Osmer as well. Everybody getting spread out already. Give it a bit more room this time. As Osmond gets third place back from Matthew Tyrrell. Look at this though, the two Jenkins brothers, Mark Jenkins and Rob Jenkins, both have checked out. And you know these two are going to try and work together to try and make this a two-horse race between the two brothers. We know Ronnie Osmond's not going to make it that easy for him. Osmond there in third place has managed to get a bit of a gap on Matthew Tyrrell now. Michael Atkins Jr. leading the whole gaggle of trucks though. That's Brandon Stokes, that is Ray Black Jr., that is Jordan Barry and Byron Rodney all there. Kevin Paskich holding on to that last spot in the top 10 throughout his trials and tribulations, still able to hold on to get back into the top 10. The truck still does not look happy underneath him though. We've got Tanner Costa back there in P11, Bob Lacavara there as well, Danny Rogers, who was involved in the incident with Tyler Vickery that ended his night. He's there in P13. Robert Dudley, who was the start of the last caution, he is there in P14. And everybody just minding their P's and Q's now. They just do not want another caution. We want to bring this to the end under green. Devon Doss is there, but he is 7 laps down. Pete Baker back on the lead lap. He's there in P15 ahead of Ty Harris. Ty Harris had a hell of a race on Friday as well. unfortunately running out of fuel near the end there. We got one down on the apron. Caution number 8 is out. And that looks like it's Ray Black Jr. in trouble. Take a look there. Oh! Take a little look there. And I'm going to assume he might have lost the back end, and he did. Big ride across the grass, a big hit into the wall. Wow, that must have been scary. And if you're using VR and you are in that truck, yeah, you don't want to be. I don't envy you one bit. I'm going to go on board on this gyrocam and take a look at that. Just lost the back end there, going for the tri-oval, went across the grass, tried to save it, went for pit road anyway, going to get a penalty for that anyway. But a big hit there, spun him around like a top. And luckily, it was a tailgate hit that would spin him around like that. If it was an engine hit, then his night would pretty much be over. As a bit of a tap on Michael Atkins Jr. Not sure why. Spun by himself. It was not his fault. He spun by himself. So, not sure why Ray Black Jr. is unhappy there. Ray Black Jr. doing a few burnouts on the front stretch. I'm not sure what he's doing. So, caution number 8 is flying here. We're on lap 83 of 130. We're going to step away for another commercial break. Jenkins brothers in control here so far. As they have led most of the laps here tonight, it seems. But Ronnie Osborne is your man out in front. Mark Jenkins falling back over a lap. I'm not sure what happened to him. What happened to Mark Jenkins? I'll go back and find out what happened to Jenkins here, because... Oh no! What happened here? Is that Mark Jenkins lost the truck and hit his own brother? Oh wow, I didn't see that happening. I didn't know that happened. Oh my god. That's really going to shake things up now. If I can see it from Rob Jenkins' point of view. It looks like Mark Jenkins has put it on the hauler, so we were expecting these guys to dominate here tonight. They've really done well and been in control of the front of the field, but this really is not working for me with this camera pack. Take another for a commercial break, but I didn't realise this was going to happen. Mark Jenkins losing the back of the truck, and wow. That is a shocker. And that was a big hit for Mark Jenkins as well. Mark Jenkins just cannot catch a break. Very unfortunate there. And they were in so much. They were so competitive here tonight, and they were in control. Big disappointment there for the Jenkins brothers, but the lights are off on the pace car again. We're not going to go to commercial break now because of we've just seen that incident happen. And now we find Brandon Stokes, or is it Ronnie Osborne that's in the... It's going to be Brandon Stokes that's in the lead here. Going to bring us back to green. I promoted him up to the top spot. Ronnie Osborne in second. Matthew Tyrrell in third. Jordan Barry in fourth. He's having a good run tonight. And Byron Rodney in the top 5 too. Michael Atkins Jr. Byron Rodney goes down to the apron. Not sure what's going on there. And we're about to get them going. Byron Rodney having a bit of an issue. Let's see if this doesn't have off and the building control of Brandon Stokes as he gets us going once again on lap 86 of 130 here. And yeah, Byron Rodney having big problems there. He's already fallen down the order. Brandon Stokes, great restart for him. Ronnie Osborne in second place. The former champion, Byron Rodney. Ronnie Osborne, sorry. Not Byron Rodney. Byron. Anyway. Byron Rodney is back down in P7. Ronnie Osborne into second. The inaugural Truck Series champion. Up into second place. And he is going to try and move to the inside of Brandon Stokes as they make their way towards turn 1. Side by side. And Michael Atkins Jr. going to come back up on the track and hit Byron Rodney. Great. Let's take another look at that. I don't understand why people are doing this tonight. It's just ridiculous. If you're gonna spin, let the spin happen, but don't come back up on track like that. I've seen too many people do that tonight. So Michael Atkins Jr. bringing out caution number 9 here tonight, and we are going to step away for a commercial break this time. We'll be right back with more racing action in just a moment.
Boy, these iRacing iFlag cars are fast tonight.
You know, Todd, I guarantee you, Brown, Leonardi, Weaver, Capert, and Pena are all using their products from their sponsor tonight to give them the upper hand over the competition.
Well, how can I get fast like those guys?
Well, that's easy, Todd. You gotta head over to iRacingIFlag.com.
we are back here at Atlanta. Lights are off on the pace car. We're about to get them going once again. Robert Dudley in control of the field once again. After staying out, Rob Jenkins was the other driver that stayed out. Jenkins still recovering from the brother as the pace car was about to make the hard left turn onto pit road. And we're back on the green there. Bit of wheel spin by both Jenkins and Dudley. That's going to let Brandon Stokes try and get a position away, but good restart in the end for Robert Dudley actually, but it might be caught when we go back onto the backstretch there. Rob Jenkins pinching down ever so slightly on Ronnie Osborne, but Osborne going to have way too much speed on those fresher tyres to he's going to move up. So is Matthew Tyrrell. Robert Dudley getting in the way a little bit there as Brandon Stokes going to move to the outside there. Might not have been the best call for Robert Dudley and Rob Jenkins to stay out on old tyres. As look at them being absolutely swarmed right now. Jordan Barry taken to the apron there, not sure what's going on there. As we're still focused on Jordan Barry, still holding on to P4 as it seems. Brandon Stokes already jumping out to a pretty decent lead there as we've lost Ronnie Osmer, it seems. He's fallen back to P6 for some reason. Behind Rob Jenkins, probably just going to save the tyres at this point. We are 37 laps away from the end of the race, so it's getting down to the latter part of this event as Brandon Stokes, while these guys are fighting, and John Barry going to send it through the middle. They're going to be 3 wide coming off of turn 2 as John, oh my goodness me, that was always going to end badly. Rob Jenkins, Matthew Tyrrell and Jordan Barry all getting involved in that. Take a look at that. And yeah, Tyrrell looks like he turned Rob Jenkins. Jordan Barry involved in that too. Let's go on board, do a far chase with Matthew Tyrrell there. You see Jordan Barry sending it on the outside, gets a little bit of a bobble, and unfortunately it looks like Rob Jenkins actually might have come across the nose of Tyrrell trying to looked like him, but went too soon. And I think it was Jordan Barry trying to send it on the outside there that really caused that melee to begin. Go back a bit further. So Jordan Barry sent it through the middle there to try and get around Robert Dudley. Keeps it planted on the high side. Tyrrell goes to defend but gets a bit of a bobble. Rob Jenkins comes up on the track a bit to try and cut the nose off Matthew Tyrrell. Doesn't realise he's had that little bobble, and unfortunately it all just came together. All came to a head very, very quickly as Robert Dudley now on pit road. Everybody's going to be on pit road actually. And who's going to win the race off pit road? We'll find out right now. And it's going to be Brandon Stokes, followed by Ronnie Osmer, followed by Robert Dudley, followed by Kevin Paskowicz and Tanner Costa, David Bigger up there as well. There goes Tyrrell, there goes Rogers. See Bob Lacavara just coming out of pit road. There is Frenchie in the background there, just making his, taking his lucky dog. There's Sean Weaver. Ty Harris, is there any more to come out? I don't think there is. So, under caution number 10 here, Robert Dudley in 4th. Byron Rodney has the lead on old tyres. And again, I don't think staying out on old tyres is the way to go. The difference in performance when it's 8 lap old tyres, 10 lap old tyres. Compared to fresher tyres than that, it's just too great, and I think older tyres not really the way forward here. But we'll find out. They might prove us wrong. And you're right, Tyler, the cautions are ridiculous, but we expected this going into the race with the setup being as loose as it is. This is what we have, unfortunately. The Byron Rodney staying out on old tyres. Brandon Stokes winning the race off pit road with Ronnie Osmer in second off pit road, but he's in third. Robert Dudley in fourth. Paskwich in the top 5 now. What can he do now he's made his way back to the front? Tanner Costa, always a threat. Remember, controversially had that, well, he had that win taken away from him at Daytona for controversially passing below the yellow line on Jeff Hollings. 10 laps down, having a horrible race here tonight in the 42. Michael Atkins Jr. also 10 laps down. He is on pit road though. As the lights go off on the pace car again, Byron Rodney opting for the outside line. That seems to be the favourable line. We saw that when Jordan Barry had that run before that caution came out. We've only got 14 drivers left on the lead lap. Frenchie actually was 2 laps down at one point. He's found himself back on the lead lap. That leaves Ray Black Jr. and Mike Whitaker actually fighting out for the Lucky Dog spot. Byron is going to bring us back to green here on that outside line. We're going to be starting on lap 100 of 130, so 31 laps to go before the end of this thing. I think we might be seeing some green-white checkers here, if I'm honest. Pace car is off, and Byron Rodney gets us going once again. How long will those older tyres last though? Because Brandon Stokes, you know, is going to want that lead back straight away into 1 and 2. There goes Brandon Stokes straight away into the inside of Byron Rodney. And Ronnie Osborne going to file in for second place. Tanner Costa making a move on the inside of Matthew Tyrrell. Not going to get the run done this time by Tyrrell. Going to hold on for that 6th spot. Kevin Paskwich already up to P4 after dispatching Robert Dudley. Now going to set his sights on his teammate. It looks like Byron Rodney rubbed the wall there going through 1 and 2. And Passworth's going to try the inside line on his teammate. Going to get the move done before they exit turn 4. So good move there for Pascal. We've got Phenomenal Evolution 2, 3 and 4 right now. Having a very strong run, these guys. Osmer in second, Paskwich in third, Rodney in fourth. Rodney on older tyres though, so don't expect him to be up in that top 5 for very long. Look at the battle behind him. Matthew Tyrrell, Danny Rogers, Tanner Costa, and they're 3 wide again back there. That's David Bigger involved as well. Adam Chapman is there too. Let's not forget Adam Chapman is now back on the lead lap, so watch for him. As Bigger hits the wall, we're going to have caution number 11 come out here. Oh, we're not. Actually, Bigger hitting the wall big time doesn't bring out a caution, so good to see that happen. But he's going to lose a lot of momentum now, going to drop back as Paskwich now up to 3rd place and getting away from these guys. Can he close the gap to Stokes and Osmer as Osmer takes away the lead from Brandon Stokes now? So Everybody trying to get spread out. You see Danny Rogers now making a move on Byron Rodney. And Rogers up to the top 5 now. On his debut, I believe. It is his debut tonight. Ronnie Osborne starting to get away from Brandon Stokes, and this is why Ronnie Osborne's a former champion. Knows how to, as Byron would say, turn a pretty wheel. Paskwich running now comfortably in 3rd place. Got a few truck lengths over Matthew Tyrrell, who's currently sitting there in 4th. Danny Rogers now comfortably in P5. I don't think Byron Rodney's got the tyres underneath him to keep up, as Tanner Costa right there, almost brushing the wall coming out of 2, is in P7. Got a bit back further in the field. We've only got 13 drivers left on the lead lap. Ray Black Jr. right there in P14 is your first driver 1 lap down. Mike Whitaker is 1 lap down as well, and Bob Lacavara, where is he? All the way on his own there, is 1 lap down in P16, so got some catching up to do, the man in the 5. There's Ray Black Jr. Just got a few truck lengths over not Adam Chapman, who's that? Let's see who that was. It might have been Frenchie. It is Frenchie. Who is on the lead lapping in P9, so good run for him. But Ronnie Osborne out to a 7/10 of his second lead. David Bigger, I believe, on the bottom line there. No, that was Bob Lacavara, who's going very slowly. And people need to be careful here. What happened to Bob Lacavara? Let's find out. Going through turns 3 and 4 there. And lost the back end, as it's been the norm here tonight. Runs across the grass, slows it down nicely. Just a quick sail across the grass. Comes up on the track right in front of Ronnie Osborne, though. That must have been scary for Ronnie. Osborne now has a 1.1 second lead. Everybody getting spread out now, it seems, in this race, and it's good to see. Ty Harris and Robert Dudley having a battle there. So Harris trying to make his way up into the top 10. Has had an impressive couple of races since he came back to the series. You notice he does not have the 1 on his. And both Jenkins brothers are out of this race. Let's not forget. As Jeff Hollingsworth is the last driver running now in P21, 10 laps down. Rob Jenkins has put it on the hauler. The last. Mark Jenkins, Dylan Vose, Chris Bouchard, Tyler Vickery, all putting it on the hauler. Ron Holyfield is out. He did not start the race, as Ronnie Osborne still controlling things at the front here. Paskwich has lost 3rd place to Matthew Tyrrell in the meantime, and is now under pressure from Danny Rogers. And when the leader crosses the line, and Paskwich goes around again. Great save this time by Paskwich. Lost a lot of momentum though. And that's going to let Tanner Costa catch up to him. Or not. Definitely a scary moment. Sean Weaver now, the last driver on the lead lap. David Bigger, after his little scare there in the wall, after his hit into the wall, sorry, in the 11th spot. There is Ty Harris there. Robert Dudley is occupying the last spot in the top 10. We've got a whole gaggle of trucks there just ahead of them. There is Adam Chapman just getting away from that, as Red Black Jr. trying desperately to hold on to that truck. He's got Byron Rodney right behind him. Rodney holding on to 8th place on those much older tyres. If we do get green flag pit stops before this is over, he will be the first man to bring it down. Oh, Red Black Jr. loses the back end of the truck. And yeah. Another driver forced in the caution. The Ray Black Jr. brings out caution number 11 here. Ronnie Osborne holding on to the lead. He did not want to see that caution come out right now, actually, as he had a very, very decent lead over Brandon Stokes, who was in second. Matthew Tyrrell in third. Daniel Rogers in fourth. Kevin Pasky, he's probably a bit relieved to see that caution come out after having that little scare a few laps ago. Anna Costa in P6, Adam Chapman in P7, good recovery drive from him. He was 2 laps down at one point, managed to get Byron Rodney for P7 a couple of laps ago, so Rodney probably looking to get new tyres at this point, but we don't even know yet. As they all bring it down pit road, Ray Black Jr. going to get his lucky dog. No, he's not going to get a lucky dog because he was the man that spun it. I believe that's going to be Mike Whittaker getting the lucky dog. I believe. And it is. As Ronnie Osborne going to win the race off pit road. Brandon Stokes very slow off pit road. He's going to lose second place here. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're allowed to do that, Brandon. Deliberately stopping on pit road just so you can get the inside line. We'll see. The pit stops are done. Just going to step away for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back in just a second. Just got to fix something. Now, welcome back here at Atlanta. We have less than 15 laps to go, so you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. The gloves are officially off. We are getting to the closing portion of this race. Ray Black Jr. bringing out the last caution after spinning on the infield and deciding to spin back up on track and bring out the caution deliberately. More controversy on pit road. Brandon Stokes stopping on pit road to gain trap position, which in the rules of Pasky's, I believe, is not allowed. So it might be investigated after the race for that. As Ronnie Osborne in control of the field, he is going to get us restarted here as we are green once again. So I believe the reason why Brandon Stokes stopped on pit road was so he can gain the favourable inside line. And again, I believe that's an illegal move, but he's still there in third place now. Ronnie Osborne in the lead. Matthew Tyrrell in second. Can Tyrrell get his second race win of the season? That's remained to be seen as we are crossing the line to begin lap 120 out of 130. And who's going to bring home the win here? Going to be interested to see who can get it. Top 5 all bunched together right now. And you're a couple of truck lengths back to Adam Chapman, who's there in P6 now. But Osborne's still in control here as we're going to be crossing the line for 10 laps to go here. Danny Rogers, big blink there. That's going to be scaring the life out of Paskwich. Got one on the apron down there. I'm not sure who that was. Wasn't Willie Glynn. Someone went down to the apron. We don't know who it was, but we'll find out eventually. As we'll take a look at Byron Rodney there, just ahead of Robert Dudley. Dudley doing everything he can to hold off David Bigger right there. And Bigger really trying to look to that outside, not going to make the move work this time by trying to unsettle the truck in front of him. As Dudley actually going to try and make a move on Byron Rodney now. To the inside goes the 49. Oh, a bit unsettled there was Byron Rodney coming out of 4. That's going to give the advantage to Dudley, give the position to him at the line. And give it to him completely going into 1 as Dudley gets the clear. David Bigger going to be the next man to follow him through. And Robert Dudley going to defend from David Bigger as they come out of turn 2 there. They're going to be 2 by 2 as they go down the backstretch. Francois Pelletier is involved in that. Ty Harris is there as well. Almost banging doors as they go through 3 and 4. And this is only a battle for P7. Let's go back to the battle for the lead. Ronnie Osborne starting to get away. And look at Danny Rogers trying to make a pass there on Brandon Stokes. Stokes doing everything he can to hold off the 16. Matthew Tyrrell doing everything he can to try and keep up with Ronnie Osborne. Hopefully going to try and make a pass. I'm going to take a look to the outside. Does not have the momentum going towards turn 1, so has to back out of it. Regroup for another go as we're under caution once again. And that's David Bigger and Bob Lacavara involved in that. Let's take a look. Oh, and David Bigger and Byron Rodney involved. Take a little look. Ooh, might have to do a far chase cam on that one. Oh, looked like Byron Rodney came down the track slightly, and that was, yeah. Take a look there. Rodney came down the track just as Bigger was making the move. Not just him and Byron Rodney, but Francois Pelletier are involved in that as well. I believe Hoot Baker. Oh, ran into the back of Bob Lacavara. Lacavara gets spun around, and David Bigger gets punted again. So interesting thing to happen there is we're going to have wholesale pit stops again here at road. It will be Brandon Stokes taking only 2 tyres. Adam Chapman only taking 2 tyres, as well as Ronnie Osmer, who's taken 4. Everybody else, apart from Adam Chapman and Ronnie Osmer, Adam Chapman and Brandon Stokes have taken 4 tyres. We're going to be interested there to see if that pays off. We are going to be going back to green. Actually, we might actually be going to green, white checkers. Devon Doss has managed to get go from 8 laps down to only 4 laps down now, so very impressive recovery drive from the man in the 95. You see him right there when it comes up. There he is, leading that little pack there. Taking advantage of the cautions we've had here tonight, as he looks to get a wave around. Same for Jeff Hollingsworth. He's had a tough race here tonight. 8 laps down. Last driver running, Bob Lacavara, now 3 laps down after another incident for the man in the 5. Coop Baker in pit road, got more damage after that incident. He ran into the back of Bob Lacavara after Lacavara kind of checked up on pit road. Byron Rodney out of this event now. Brandon Stokes, though, is your leader. An interesting strategy from Stokes and Chapman. Both of them only taking 2 tyres, so this could have implications. We don't quite know. We'll soon find out anyway. But anybody can win at this point. We are probably... As the lights go off on the pace car, we are going to have a green-white checkered. Our first attempt at it, actually. We're going to be going back to green with 2 laps to go, so going to be interesting here to see who's going to come out on top of this one. I mean, it's only 2 laps, so Brandon Stokes and Adam Chapman might have picked the right strategy. We'll soon find out once we go back to green, though. Into turn 3, this is what it's all coming down to now. These last 2 laps now. Our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Who can they keep it green, though, to the end, though? That's what we want to know. They will have 3 attempts at this now. This is the first one. Off goes the pace car. Brandon Stokes not wasting any time. We're back on the green. Green-white checkered is in effect now, as here comes Matthew Tyrrell to the outside of Adam Chapman straight away. A pretty mediocre actually restart for Ronnie Osmer, as Brandon Stokes gets out to a big lead already. As Tyrrell going to take away second place, though, is he going to be able to catch up to Brandon Stokes when we come back round to take the white flag? It's looking positive for Tyrrell here as they come down towards the line. Needs to get a run on Stokes as the white flag is out this time by. So we are going to finish this one. As Ronnie Osborne loses the back end, he goes around and gets it saved. Comes back up on the track. That's going to leave Matthew Tyrrell in second place and Danny Rogers in third. Can Tyrrell get a run on the 21 as they come out of turn 4? It's not going to happen. And Brad at Atlanta Matthew Tyrrell going to come home for second, and Danny Rogers in third place on his debut, I believe, if I can remember rightly. Pasky in fourth, Adam Chapman in fifth, Pelletier in sixth, seventh is Ty Harris, eighth in the end was Ronnie Osmer after losing the back end of his truck. Tanner Costa in ninth, and Sean Weaver rounds out your top 10. But Brandon Stokes is your winner on this one. So we are going to go directly to Brandon Stokes and get the interviews out the way very quickly. So let's go and find him right now. Where is he? Yes. As he's going to join me in the booth right now. Brandon Stokes, Sam up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Got you.
Great win here tonight. Use the chair. Managed to get a good restart of it, but bring home the win. Ultimately, you got to be happy with that one.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. It's been a long time coming. Just had a few mishaps here and there on the races from before, but other than that, man, I'm just really proud, man. Proud of my team. Overtake Motorsports. We finished 1, 3rd, and 5th. So.
Yeah, definitely got to be happy with that one. Your teammate Adam Chapman, not the best of restarts for him, but still gets a top 5 for Team Overtake. Got to be happy with your team's performance here tonight.
Very happy, man. I think he spun the tires there on a restart. We both took 2 lefts there. I was kind of skeptical, but as soon as I hit the throttle right there on that restart, I knew it was a good chance for it to stick. It was a hell of a call there. Chris Bouchard was actually on top of the box for me there for the middle half of the race, and he thought it was a good idea to take 2 lefts, so I did it, and thankfully it worked out.
Well, definitely. That's really got to kickstart your season as well. Yeah, as you've already mentioned, you've had some pretty bad luck lately, but this has got to give you confidence going into the rest of the season. And looking ahead to next week, we head to our first road course of the season. We head to Canadian Tire. Just what are your thoughts going into that one next week?
It's gonna be a rough one for me. Probably I'm gonna get some testing done tomorrow. I'm not very good at road courses, so we'll see. But other than that, man, I'm gonna try to learn something from Chris because he seems to do good there. So maybe I can get a few pointers from over there and from my overtake guys. So
absolutely,
I think it's gonna be a good one though. So they'll put on a show for you.
Yeah, it should be okay. But anyway, Brandon, congratulations on the win here. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to or say thanks to for your win tonight?
Yeah, man, I'd like to thank my fiance Megan for letting me come out and do this a few nights a week. Overtake Motorsports, Adam, Joey, and the guys over there, Jordan. Want to give a huge shout out to Casey over at Carolina SimWorks for being on the truck for this year. If y'all need any sim related objects or wheels, push to talk, sim rigs, he does it all. So just give him a shout. And I want to thank you and Willie and Kevin and all Byron and all the guys that put on this league. You know, we all race hard and we all want to win this thing or run good and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's all about having fun, and you know, we all have fun doing it. So
absolutely. Well, Brandon Stokes bringing home the win here tonight. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week at Canadian Tire.
thank you.
That was our race winner, Brandon Stokes. We're going to bring in our second place finisher. That would be Mr. Matthew Tyrrell. And don't let the graphic wager. He did finish second. There you go. As I'm going to go and look for him right there. He is. As I'm going to drag him into the booth right now. Matthew Tyrrell, Sam in the booth. You got me, sir.
Sure do.
So close to getting his second win of the season. That must have been frustrating, being so close, but yet so far.
Yeah, I knew if we had a couple green white checkers, or like if that last run was 5 laps, that was definitely going to be a lot closer, and I would actually have a chance to win. But all in all, I've been up and down this race, so I will gladly take second.
Yeah, making your own personal roller coaster and the amusement park that is Atlanta Speedway. It has been a very up and down race. You fell victim to the loose setup. At one point in the race, managed to bring out, I believe, the third caution of the night. I'm guessing that's been the same thing for everybody here tonight.
Yeah, the setup was a struggle. There were times where the setup was fine. If it was overcast and the track got cold, the setup was fast. But the second the sun came out and the track heated up, it was loose. And I'm definitely sure everyone was struggling with that.
Absolutely. Well, it's pretty obvious that second win is coming. You've been pretty much on rails since you got that first win a few weeks back. Looking ahead to next week, we do go to our first road course, though, at Canadian Tire. Just what are your thoughts going into that one?
Well, last season I think I finished second or third, so we'll see how it goes. I'm okay at road courses.
Okay, Matthew. Well, congratulations on the second place. Probably not the result you wanted with you being so competitive at the end there. But is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to or say thanks to before I let you go?
I'll shout you out because for sticking through with us there, because that was probably a little rough to watch with some of those cautions, but there was some good racing. So.
Well, Matthew, congratulations on second place, and we'll see you next week at Canadian Tire.
All right, see you then.
So that was our second place finisher. I don't think we have Rogers. Sorry, Danny, I keep forgetting your name there. Danny Rogers in TeamSpeak. So that is going to do it for our interview section of the race. So let's go through to our results here at Atlanta. Once I figured out how to. So, bringing home the win then for tonight's race here at Atlanta was Brandon Stokes coming home in second. We just spoke to him. Just seemed a little. Matthew Tyrrell brings home the second regardless. Danny Rogers gets his third place on the podium for his first race with this league. Good result for him. And Kevin Pasky and Adam Chapman finished 4th and 5th respectively. That is your top 5 right there. Francois Pelletier rebound for 6th place after being 2 laps down at one point, and Tyrone Harris continuing his good run of form since he returned to the series. He comes home in P7. Ronnie Osmer, what could have been for him, didn't have the best of restarts on that green-white checkered run and got a big tank slapper coming out of turn 2. That relegated him down to P8. Tanner Costa, very quiet race for him by his standards. He gets in P9, and Sean Weaver gets the last spot in the top 10. Ray Black Jr. had a difficult race tonight. He comes home in 11th. Mike Whittaker, a quiet race for him too. He finished in 12th. Robert Dudley in 13th, last driver on the lead lap. Jordan Barry, 14th and 1 lap down. Bob Lacavara comes home in 15th, rounds out your top 15 there. Devin Doss, 16th. Byron Rodney, frustrated into the race there. Got into it with a couple of drivers at the end there. That ended his night, is in P17. 18th, David Bigger. 19th, Baker. And rounding out your top 20 with a difficult race itself was Jeff Hollingsworth. 21st was Willie Glynn. 22nd was Rob Jenkins. 23rd, Mike Atkins Jr. Mark Jenkins in 24th. And why is my music not playing? Oh. There we go. So as I'll go back into it. So Willie Glynn 21st, Rob Jenkins 22nd, Michael Atkins Jr. 23rd, Mark Jenkins 24th. Just want to give a shout out to the Jenkins brothers. So dominant, so on so much good form before that incident happened between the two. It's never nice for teammates or even brothers actually to trip over each other like they did here tonight, and unfortunately that happened tonight, and hopefully they can come back and recover from it next week. Dylan Vos in P25, difficult race for him. Chris Bouchard started on the pole and was streaking away at the start of this race, had a really good run going, and then it just all came apart for him very quickly. He has to settle for P26. Hopefully he can recover next week at Canadian Tire. 27th, Tyler Vickery. I will get it right eventually. I can speak, I promise. And Ron Holyfield did not take the green here tonight. He is scored in P28, probably not even classified. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight here at Atlanta. Big shout out bringing us the Truck Series and the Cup Series every Monday and Friday night. We'll be back in on your screens on Wednesday night when we bring you Top Fuel Racing's Summer Light Series as they go to Auto Club this week. And then Friday we have a double whammy for you there. We've got Pasky's back again on Friday as they go to Sonoma in the Cup Cars, and we have the iRacing Esports Series, I believe. E-Series, iRacing E-Series. Adam, you might have to correct me on that one, but we have that on Friday. Then Saturday we have NASCOM and the beginning of the Todd's Snow and Lawn Care Removal or some care removal. Sorry, Todd, I don't mean to butcher that. I really do apologise, but that's going to be kicking off this Saturday with their Xfinity cars. And then this Sunday we have the return of Sim Racing Authority as they go to Homestead in the Sim Graphics Truck Series, so make sure you tune in for that one. But anyway, that is your schedule for the coming week. That is the broadcast for us tonight. All that's left for me to say for this tonight is keep it clean. Keep it clean. Oh my god. All that's left for me to say tonight is keep it clean, keep it green as always. Have a good night, and we will see you Wednesday night for Top Fuel Racing and the Summer Light Series. Good night.